a sinner, left my lover crying on the dance floor. I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner.
Welcome back for more I Wani Hug That Gator. Morning comes. We're still doing it live in front of the fans. The Batman one. And Wonder Woman and Iron Man, so Avengers, I think. I've always had a decent internal clock, but it's a new record for me to get accustomed to a new sleeping schedule in just one day, especially with this fully grown lump on my scalp. I move an arm from my sheets and feel my head. Yeah, that's a real good one. Could be worse, though. Alright, time to get up. I slump out of bed and yawn, stretching my arms and cracking my spine a bit. My new room is pretty nice. Quite spacious, even with all the still sealed boxes. I brush my hand over one of them, the one with my other clothes. I'll get around to opening them at some point. Right now, though, it's time for breakfast. I shuffle downstairs into the heart of the house. The morning sunbeams shine through the window, draw my eyes to look out to a new neighborhood. The driveway is empty. Looks like my parents are already gone for the day. No surprise there, really. It's all they ever focus on. A shiver runs up my spine as my feet step onto the icy cold tiles of the kitchen. My eyes are drawn to some taped up boxes that are still scattered about on the counters. There's a familiar sticky note on the fridge. I don't even have to read it to know what it says. At this point, Mom just wasting paper. The least she could do is reuse the same note and make some small addendums to it. I snag a plate from the nearest drawer and open up the freezer. No fresh produce to be seen, but there are still the mostly full boxes of breakfast burritos. Yeah, I've been trying to appreciate ethnic cultures more. Plate loaded with a couple of those minuscule flour-wrapped meals, I set the microwave and wait for the burritos to hopefully not explode or burn inside. While I wait, though, I check my phone. I scan over my news feed and check out some of the people I'm subscribed to, hoping there's something to watch during my meal. Unfortunately, nobody posts videos or streams this early in the morning. Guess I'll just watch a suggested video then. I prop my phone up and click on something random. At the ding of the microwave, I retrieve my breakfast, carrying it carefully so I don't burn my hands on the bottom of the plate. I give the first burrito a test bite and... the inside's still cold. I don't even want to stick it back in, though. The tortilla would just become a brick then. I shrug it off, continue chewing, and watch my phone. Top of the morning, folks! By the time the video ends, I've finished the last half of the thawed burritos. Pocketing my phone, I slip the plate into the sink and head out for the day. Whee! This time, I'm at least getting through the day. Today, survival. Tomorrow, thrival. I'll work on it. On the metro again, I take a little more time to check out my surroundings. I know I pronounced it wrong on purpose. It's fun. Sometimes I just like causing you all pain. The sun shines through the windows across from my normal seat. There's this one chick that was there yesterday, probably on her way to work. It's probably a set routine for her at this point. She always does a bit of makeup first and then checks her phone the rest of the way. When the sun shines through the window, it highlights her hair in a really neat way. Like a movie poster almost. I'd take a picture, but it might be a little too awkward for me. Also, everything disappeared. Why is it so dark? How's it St. Homans treating you so far, Mr. Nito? A voice so deep, I feel it reverberate in my bones, calls from above. Don't care, keeping it. Keeping it. I'm taken aback by his authoritative stature. Oh no, wait, he didn't get that voice. His head is nearly grazing the top of the passenger seat. How did he even get in here? Oh, it's been great so far, Mr. Ferris. He offers out his hand for a handshake, though his palms alone smothers my entire hand. How do you know my name? You're clearly going to school. The nearest one is St. Hommons, and I'm already aware of a new human student, if you don't mind my profiling. Whoa, you got all that just from looking at me? I'm partially joking. Your full name is printed on your backpack. You know that's dangerous, right? Oops. Yep, that's me, alright. But please, I know it's only been a few days since the year started, but I'd like to hear what your opinion so far. Is this questionnaire or something? Not exactly, but it is for some importance to an assignment of mine. What does that mean? Oh, what am I being secretive for? I'm here to audit your school. See, the teachers know the students. See the teachers know the students. Make sure it's a proper place of learning. I wish it were something worth being secretive about. More often than not, it's not. It's just paperwork and office politics. Oh, all right then. My thoughts on the school so far. I considered telling him about the teacher nailing me with the dodgeball to make a point. Nah, I'm over it. Well, the classes that I have are great. The teachers I have are a dynamic bunch. He thumbs the inside of his coat pocket with his pen, but decides he doesn't need it yet. I see. Any favorites? I mean, I don't like to have favorites, but all the staff seem pretty lively. Ferris lets out a heavy rumbled chuckle. That's certainly good to hear. And what about your fellow students? Made any friends? It's been a bit of a struggle, but it's always been that way for me since my folks move around a lot. I think I'm doing pretty good this time around. Why do you think that is? I think it's the jacket. The jacket? I still have to be careful with my throat. It's not completely healed, which is why patrons have to wait on videos for a little while, because I want to make sure my voice is perfect. You know, really fully done. I give my lapel a quick tug for extra style points. The Coastline Cotton Nylon Bomber number 32. Part of the latest catalog by A&F. I see. Does he need to lean so close to inspect it? If the carriage walks in any way, he'd probably turn me into a piece of modern art against the window. And that's really what the youth are into these days? Hey, the results speak for themselves. There is a really nice bomber jacket of Godzilla I wouldn't mind getting, but I ain't paying $300. Whatever he's thinking about, it's got nothing to do with his work. I think I have a pretty good idea on what that could be, though. Mr. Ferris? You got no swag? Huh? Well, I guess that probably answers it. I admit to being a little gray. I'm aware I'm not exactly with it anymore. Well, even the older generation can dress to impress. You just have to see what people today like to wear. I'm certainly willing to listen to the youth of today, yes. It is somewhat important to my job to know how the student body thinks. And my niece often suggests dressing more relaxed, whatever that means. Does she ever see you in casual clothes? I'm wearing them now. I can save them. The rest of the trip was quick, but we continue with small talk about trends. When we arrive at my stop, he attempts to give me his business card. For someone whose mere presence could stop a fight, he seems like a genuinely nice fellow. I look forward to talking to him again. Oh God, those burritos were a mistake. My stomach is rolling after the warm-ups. Oh God, my voice is not ready for this. Alright, maggots! Today we'll be working on your cardiovascular system. By that I mean a good old-fashioned mile run. I want everyone out on the track field yesterday. I noticed Damien's mouth open as soon as Coach Sully yells those words. And no, Damien, that doesn't mean I want you to time travel. Unless, of course, you mean running so fast that you hit 88 miles per hour. And just as quickly, Damien shuts his mouth again and shoots Sully a thumbs up. He is an idiot. Sully's only reply is to let out a snort. Double time it now, cupcakes! There's no hesitation from me this time. I follow the rest of the class to do the run Sully wanted. I need to do more of the Fist of the North Star boxing game when I'm feeling better. As expected, I rapidly fell behind the pack. Hey, Inko, nice of you to drop by. How you doing? Damien, what are you doing back here? Keeping my new buddy company, of course. What are you doing? Trying not to vomit. You're doing great then. Thanks, I guess. Shouldn't you be at the end of the very front of the pack, though? Next to Mia? Nah, man, not her. Mia? You know, the one who knocked you out yesterday? A brief flashback reminds me of the red Parasaurus. Oh, her. By the by, glad to see you're doing way better today. You're even up and running. Yeah, glad I didn't wind up with a permanent brain damage. Can I smell colors? Hey, question. What happened yesterday? Normal around here? Well, Mia's a wild one, that's for sure. Best not to mess with her unless you're into those kind of chicks, in which case, be my guest. As for Sully, yeah, he's always like that. You'll get used to it, though. He ain't that bad of a guy once he warms up to you. If you say so. Hey, don't worry, man. You're going to fit right in no time flat. In fact, you should sit with us at lunch. That way, we can give you a proper welcome and stuff. Lunch? Inko! Damien! Don't fall behind! Sully's voice snaps me out from my mini stupor and makes me realize just how far behind Damien and I had fallen behind the rest of the class. Whoops, better catch up with the others before Sully brings out the punitive measures. Excuse me, the what? You don't want to find out, brother, trust me. What? Come on, dude, let's chat. Before I can say another word, Damien gets behind me and starts pushing me forward, forcing my legs to move faster than they ever should have. I have to struggle not to trip over myself, but somehow I managed to keep the pace that Damien was forcing my whole body to maintain. God, he's dead. 5 minutes and 3 more laps later, I fall flat on my ass. My heart beats so fast and lungs burning so fiercely that every breath feels like sandpaper scraping against my throat. Regardless of that, though, I finished the jog. The first small step towards conquering my physical weakness. Good job, maggot! Keep this up and you'll be soldiers yet! Sully turns to me with a slight grin, shoots me a thumbs up. Okay, that's all for today. Hit the lockers, cupcakes! My voice still burns. Damien helps me back up, and I join the rest of the male students as we head back to the locker room. We talk a bit more about our interests and the other school matters on the way. Damien fills me in a bit at St. Hammond's history during the 3 years he'd been in attendance. By a bit of luck, our lockers aren't that far apart from one another, but our conversations aren't a real possibility considering all the other ones going on in the relatively cramped locker room. There really isn't that much more time to chat before the bell rings for our next class switch. I wave goodbye to Damien and start looking for my next class. Don't forget, lunch with the buds. I may not stream tomorrow, guys. I'm going to see how I feel. I may just rest my voice tomorrow. I nod in reply as I turn around and head down the hall towards my next class. But we will get Switch Sundays back soon. Making my way down the hall, I take notice of the surroundings. Though everything about school seemed pretty normal, there are some key modifications made to better suit the majority of the student body. Mainly water fountains that settle a good 10 or more feet above me. Overall, nothing crazy special. This class I'm sort of looking forward to, AP Art Design. The class looks like it's in a studio classroom on the second floor. I do like how solid these look now. Part of the school here is built to be both inside and outside, with wide open ceilings and walls here and there. Since it's also the art wing, the display pictures are coated in hydraulic layers and framed. Although, since it's the start of the year, the halls are freshly cleared, waiting to be filled with the semester's pass. Of course, there's no shortage of drains. This hall in particular is displayed prominently in the school's advertising material for good reason. The careful and expertly built dynamic between the surrounding nature and the school, and even the building materials themselves, is nothing less than mystical. I can already feel the creative juices flowing. Soon enough, I'm standing just outside the door to my classroom. Much like the school wall outside, it's decorated in various colors, patterns, each corner painted and tagged by different students. I barely step foot inside before the bell rings. Since I was the last one in, all but one of the other seats were taken. It's pretty close to the front. While many of the students look well prepared, some are clearly ready to fall asleep within the next few minutes. There's the teacher. He's standing up by the board, waiting for me to finish looking around and take a seat. Since he isn't urging me to look for a seat, he must be used to new students taking it all in. That must be the art teacher. Somehow he looks young and old at the same time. Well, don't want to hold up the class for too long. Trying not to take the teacher's hospitality for granted, I take a seat closest to me in the front row. Excuse me. Even with me sitting down, the art teacher still continues to idle, instead staring at the seated students with a hazy stare. Nobody else seems to be paying attention to him, save for a few people here and there. A few students are whispering something behind me. Where was he yesterday? Hey, I'm not complaining about less work. Yeah, but on the first day. Huh. So in a way, it's the teacher's first day as well. So I didn't miss anything in this class. That's pretty cool, actually. Phew. The teacher slams the front of his desk with both fists, the sound echoing through the room. It's the signal of all auxiliary conversations to cease, and the class obeys. Despite the sudden furniture abuse, the teacher doesn't look agitated. Rather, he got a massive grin on his face. The phrase, "a winning smile," comes to mind. Alright then, hold on. Right then! Pale pterodactyl holds what looks like a metallic tray on a stick. Good morning, class! Thank you, Raptor Jesus, for forcing me to wear prescription shades. My classmates are all wincing in pain and wiping their eyes. And welcome to AP Art Design! He holds up the stick haphazardly. This is a flash pan. Saw it in an antique store yesterday, thought it'd be a good introduction. It's not important, worthless actually. The class winces as the stick is chucked into the garbage bin and shatters. Excuse my absence yesterday, I had matters to take care of elsewhere. My name is Mr. Latican. I'm not changing it. Within the blink of an eye, the teacher has replaced the sun on a stick with a fancy marker and managed to sprawl his name across the board in the finest show of calligraphy. And I shall be your guide as we explore the expanses of the creative world. Let's not dilly-dally then, shall we? For a teacher, he's very animated. This first week, we'll be going in depth on the history of the fundamentals of art. Perhaps a little trial by fire as well. Get your creative juices flowing! There are murmurs from the classmates, though I pay no mind. In fact, the prospect of doing some creative work to create something that I could possibly show off. For a brief moment, I picture my own name on a placard in the hallway outside the principal's office. For now, though, I'd like for you all to open your textbooks to page 3. Right, my book. Wait, what book? What? Looking around, I see that everyone has a novel-sized hardcover book opened. Oh, they must have gotten them yesterday. Is my chair squeaking? Oh, shit. It is. Can you guys hear that? I wonder if I need to oil it or something. Can you guys hear that squeak? Okay, now it's gone. What the fuck? Oh, if I turn it a certain way. Okay, good. Yeah, it's squeaking. I'll have to try to oil it. Now then, class, we'll be starting with... Hesitantly, I raise my hand. Mr. Latican, sir? I don't care, it's not changing it. I don't have a book yet. You don't have a... How? The substitute passed them all out yesterday. Oh. His eyes flicker open for a second as he connects the internal dots. By the way, forgive me if the voice isn't exact right now. It's still getting better. The word on the street is that some new kid got concussed so hard he had to leave early. Did the street at least mention I was doing well before that? Oh, of course not. You're Mr. Nito, then? Yes, sir. Given the circumstances, I'll let it slide. For now, why don't you share with one of your classmates? After class, I'll write you a note that you can give to the librarian. Thank you, sir. I kind of regret being so late, because the only person I can realistically share with is the person at my side. So, hey. Wait a minute. Wasn't she the one speeding through the hallway yesterday? Just like back then, I feel her gaze, piercing and cold, as if she's not even seeing me next to her. Would it be okay to share the book? It'd only be for today. Instead of a verbal response, she lets out a defeated low groan, like I just spit in her cereal. She then huddles back over to her page. Well, geez, sorry I asked. It's only the first day, maybe I won't need it? Olivia, come on, share with him this one time. I already told him I'd personally resolve the issue. Just help me out here then, alright? She responds by making a show of sighing deeply while rolling her head back and around. Ordinarily, there'd be a groan to go with the gesture, but she's remained silent. Her head hangs low in defeat, and she nudges the book a few centimeters closer to me. Thanks? I slide my own desk closer to hers, just enough so that I can read the page. While our teacher orates the page as if reading from Death of a Hunter, I follow along while simultaneously trying to capture anything that stands out into my notebook. A lot more difficult than expected, as Mr. Latican seemed to put more emphasis on every word he spoke. I felt like I was just copying the page wholesale. My eyes turned from the book to the girl's notes and... Scritch, scritch, scritch. Those are some very murderous-looking claws on her fingertips. For a split second, I see them retract. She wipes her fingertips on a small hand towel and... Whoa, the claws extend again into a bright red puddle on her desk. A singular red-colored claw is pressed on her paper for a moment, then quickly tugged and twirled and twisted, leaving behind a bright red cursive sentence on the page. Cool. Those silver irises flick my way once more. What? What you're doing, that looks pretty cool. A hint of red creeps across the girl's cheeks. She looks back at the book and hunches her shoulders as high as she dinally can. Huh? She's now leaning over her notes too, even using the notebook for extra protection for the pages. I should be focusing on my own notes, yeah. An impossible task now, though, as the colorful calligraphy next to me has piqued my interest. The quill talon continues to delicately etch notes on the page, and it only leaves the page to dip into what looks like a tiny paint palette at the edge of her desk. The claws extend again, and now there's a faint rumbling. I can't do it as well as I normally do. Hey. I hadn't meant to get caught up in it. Sorry, I wait for her to give me a name. She doesn't. She simply returns her focus to the book between us. I wonder what her deal is. In either case, I turn my attention back to class. Hope I can make up for lost time. It's hard to ignore the Gator girl, though. Especially when those icy gray eyes of hers feel like icicles poised to stab through me. Hey, wait a second. Those hand motions. She's not writing anything right now. She's drawing. Well, it's none of my business. But I am rather curious. I make a show of leaning back to yawn. Now I can see it's... Whoa, it's a calligraphic doodle of me. There's no mistaking it. That's my jacket and sunglasses. That's pretty cool. Nobody's ever really drawn me before. Well, there were those others on the first day of school, but that's different. They weren't using their own claws or ink. Aw, man, I can't wait. I gotta ask for a closer look. Hey, guys. Wait a minute, man. No, she has like a little puddle of art, of paint. Hey. Your picture is super cool. Can I see it? She glares at me in the eyes, but slowly brings out the sheaf she was doodling on. With the paper more visible, I can just barely make out all of the important details. The line work is sharp, each stroke an organic curve, that when combined form what had to be me. It even had my glasses and the negative space of the head. Though that was with the multiple swervy lines coming out of my drawing's head. Dude, this is great. She rolls her eyes and starts retracting the page. Can I take a picture of it? Pause. Why? Nobody's ever done something like that for me. I want to remember it. She passes the paper over to me. It's yours. Whoa, really? Thanks! Wait. She straight up has your facial mannerisms. What do you mean? What do you mean? Are you trying to say Olivia looks like me, Minute? Because I might smack you. Don't mention it. But... don't. She had your murder squint. I do not have a murder squint. Do I? Oh no, do I have a murder squint? He's gonna make fun of me at the con now because of that. She's nice. After a grueling period made worse by my own anxiety, the bell rings to set us free. You make fun of me. Yeah, you do. I'll have a dog this time to protect me from you. You won't be able to try to lift me up. Or threaten to. And we won't be on a high enough floor that you can scare the crap out of me. Hopefully. Finally, freedom at last. Just stay for a moment longer, Inko. We'll get you a Jotaro hat to torment Gator. And oh, you want me to invite Gator to the con? I get some sideways glances from other students as they leave, no doubt suspecting I'm a teacher's pet already. With a few strokes from his pen, Latican hands me a note. Just show this to the librarian and she'll hand you your books. On your way now. A quick trip to the library earns me my missing books. I even got a fancy laminated library card. Latican's introduction to his class certainly has me excited for photography next. First stop, though, lunch. Can't take pictures on an empty stomach. Between my lackluster breakfast and gym class, I'm starving. Despite my hunger, though, I'm stopped dead in my tracks as I look around the cafeteria for a place to sit. The whole place is overtaken by lawless anarchy. I've never seen them riot this intense. There is somebody playing a DS over there, I can see it. A few students even have crawled up halfway the wall, hanging by the decorative vines. Food flies about everywhere, utilized as ammunition rather than sustenance. And yet, the security guard by the door isn't moving. This must be acceptable? I shudder to think what would be bad enough to warrant him taking action. I've never seen anything like this at any of my old schools. But more importantly, all the cliques have already formed from the previous day. I missed my chance to sit with anybody. You didn't miss your chance. Wait. It's only the second day. Why am I acting as though it's too late for anything? Yo, Nico! I'm shoulder checked from behind by what feels like an oversized fist or an undersized boulder. If I wasn't already by the wall, I would have either been sent sprawling or made into roadkill. When I turn about, I meet with Damien's toothy grin. Ow, what? What, already forgot about me? Like, you don't got anywhere to be, right? Yeah? You stuttered. Come on, we're going somewhere. May as well, right? Damien excitedly motions at me to follow through the traffic of students going about the lunchroom. Peering in through the crowd, waving me over, and disappearing again like he's outrunning something. Whee! It's a good thing I hadn't gotten my own lunch yet. It'd be dumped on the ground about 3 elbows and a slap ago. Through the clamoring, I hear something about a turf war restarting with the new year, and the megalodons will continue to rule. Turf war! Turf war! He is a cinnamon roll, very much so. Somewhere mixed in this undeniable sound of a steel chair clattering to the ground. The place is an actual war zone now. How on earth is Damien able to weave through these guys so easily? Eventually, he leads me to the far corner of the room and his usual lunch table. Hey, you're alive! I think one of my ribs is cracked. Like, that's just the school spirit you're feeling. Oh. I feel less like a person and more like a well-used punching bag. I finished stretching my wounded back and actually checked the table. It's basically empty. There's only one other person here. The Gator girl gives me an unamused raised brow. Swear to God, minute. Hey, you? Oh, snap, you, know Olivia? Olivia, right, yeah. The one and only. Why didn't you tell me you met already? Because I only sort of did? We were in the same class. Oh, okay, I get it now. Still, that sounds awesome. All my lunch buddies are artists. All? Oh yeah, there's usually a third in our group, but she's out screwing around in school business. She'll probably be back tomorrow. Student council stuff can't take that long, right? What'd she need with the student council? Oh, she doesn't need anything with the student council. She's in it. She's like the treasurer. The treasurer? Something like that. What do you think, Olivia? Olivia just grunts in reply. She doesn't even bother to look up from her lunch tray. Aren't you an artist too, Damien? Nah, like, I don't get the patience to sit around for hours like that. So you're not taking advantage of the art programs here? Don't really need them. Home's just real close by. Only other artist here today is Olivia. His arms wave over Olivia as if he was presenting her to an auction or something. For her part, the Gator girl just grunts again. Well, what do you do then, Olivia? She finally looks up, turning an indifferent look my way. Did she say something? What was that? The ambient war noises are a bit too loud. I can't hear a thing. Sorry, I can't hear anything you're saying over the... Don't sweat it. She's just real quiet type. I paint. Whoa, hey. Holy hell, her voice sounds so raspy as if she's never drank a single drop of water in her life. Guess I hadn't noticed before when she gave those one-syllable responses, but for someone's voice to be strained from a single shout. She furrows her brow and looks back down at her lunch. Swear to God, minute. Oh snap, we've been standing around for a while. He sits back in his own seat and takes a huge bite of mystery meat steak. Right, food. Out of the workout and poor breakfast today, I'm particularly famished now. You see it, you can't unsee it. My job is done here. I don't think I have that. I don't think she looks like me. And now it's bugging me. I don't think she looks like me. But... Blind. All the others look to where the lunch line should be. And it's become a full-blown riot. Someone's got a fire extinguisher trying to stop it. Doesn't look like you. It's the facial mannerisms. I don't glare that much, do I? Do I really look annoyed that much? Oh, I probably should have waited for you to get yours. Whoops. Damien returns to his steak rather aggressively. But who am I to question dino etiquette and the act of using one's foot to anchor the food for tearing? Suddenly, the sound of squeaking rubber draws both of our attentions towards Olivia. She's holding onto one of her wheels, having just skidded it across the granite floor. Oh, what's up? She tilts her head back towards the courtyard door behind us. It looks like there are a few vending machines out there. Guess I'll go check them out. I leave the group behind to go try and get lunch. Not a fan of soda and chips for a meal, but it's enough for wartime survival. Hey, this thing accepts credit cards. Handy. I'm feeling like... My favorite color is drywalls. Store brand soda, pretending to be on a diet, baked chips. Huge fucking idiot, I'm going for the sports drink. I don't like any of these. What the hell are baked chips? Oh, I know what they are. I'm going to be a huge fucking idiot. I picked out a few brands I recognize, enough to tide me over for the rest of the school day. You want the school brand? Okay. Picked out a few brands I recognize, enough to tide me over the rest of the school day. I bend to pick up the bags from the dispenser slot and... That green chick's looking at me. She notices me gazing at her and hunches over again hurriedly. What's that all about? Right, making new friends. I buy a few extra sodas for the table. Carrying everything back in both arms, I place them on the empty spot, sliding a can of soda to Damien. He looks at me like I had just tossed him a gold bar. Whoa, dude! The Dillo boy's mouth opens wide as he chomps on the top of the can, his fangs piercing the thin metal and spraying its contents down his gullet. I toss them over to Olivia as well. She eyes it as though it were booby traps before taking a bag of chips. Damien sighs happily as he chucks the shredded remains of his can away. Caffeine ambrosia. What were we talking about before? Look at his little frills. Olivia's art, right? She's really good, Inky. Like, you wouldn't believe. Can he at least stick to a nickname? Really? Oh, totally. She's like won awards and stuff. She has? Can I see them? In fact, I could snap some glamour shots for you. No need, dude. I've already got pictures on my phone. No, I mean, hold on. Pick up my backpack from the floor, unzipping it and retrieving my beloved camera from it. I'm actually into photography. The Dino Man reaches for the well-aged DSLR, and on instinct I swat his hand away. No touchy. By the way, I found my old one. Hey. Sorry, force of habit. What do you think, Olivia? She eyes me up and down with the same furrowed brow. Aren't you the guy that ate dirt in the gym yesterday? Yep, no. I shoot Damien a quick dirty glance before returning to look at Olivia. We do have eyes. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad, bro. It wasn't. And how's everyone seem to know about it? I've never played Life is Strange, ever. Damien looks aside sheepishly. I mean, I may have had a hand in, like, spreading the story around, bro. I thought it was funny. Don't worry, though. Everyone has some embarrassing story. One time, I got my frills stuck in the bathroom stall. I didn't need to know that. It took him an hour to get it out. See, everybody's got something. Olivia pops a chip in her jaw, her face looking out of nowhere. She's thinking of something. Damien leans close to me, and one of his frills extends to hide from Olivia. Dude, I haven't seen her talk this much during lunch since last year. She said 3 things, and one of them was a grunt. Why the secrecy? It's like a secret meeting. Those are cool. Uh-huh. But yeah, this is something else. She's really warming up to you. I can tell. He sits back down properly. Honestly, this whole thing is a little creepy. She's probably not a bad person to talk to, but Damien isn't helping any. As eager as I am to make new friends this year, this is definitely not how I thought it would pan out. Maybe it's best that I get through lunch quickly and quietly. At least I have a spot to sit during lunch, not like I'd have any other options. Oh, there you are, Inko. A voice rings out to greet me, which catches our attention. I see a familiar bespectacled face walk over to us with a lunch tray in his hand. Glad to see that you've made it to the lunch this time. Like, hey Ben, I'm guessing you and Inky here already met? Introduced myself after I bumped into him the other day. Speaking of bumps, you should have seen Inky here yesterday. Damien lets out a cackle and slaps me on the back, igniting the gym pains in my body and almost knocking my glasses off. Ben gives a concerned half smile. This must be my internal torment for the rest of the semester. Yeah, about yesterday. Ben looks down the aisles of chatting students and signals to someone with his head. Standing 10 feet away from us is an imposing-looking dinosaur girl with blonde hair, crimson scales, and sporting a fiery red leather jacket. Ben motions for her to come closer with a soft smile on his face and nods. She smiles back, though her own is noticeably strained. Okay, I'm here. She slowly makes her way over, and I notice how some of the students begin to quiet down as she passes them by. No, that's not the voice I'm going to use. I like this character's design. As she gets closer, her intense presence invades me, and even though we're about the same height, I feel like an ant about to get crushed under her boot. Somewhere in my synapses connects her face to me tasting bright red rubber yesterday, and I really wish it hadn't. Inko, Mia here has something to say to you. Mia stays silent, but strides the last couple of steps rigid to stand right in front of me. She sucks in air through her teeth. Sorry. I'll figure out a voice for her. The corner of the girl's lips start to rise. Oh, you're bro. I didn't mean to knock your lights out. Behind her, I notice Ben wincing. The girl lets out a laugh and lays an arm around my shoulder, her smile growing wide once more. Heat creeps along my face as her muzzle nears my ear, especially when a puff of hot air blows by my lobe. The heat is torn away, though, when I feel her fingers dig roughly into my shoulder, and her sharp hiss of a whisper scrape my eardrums. That the ball was me being nice, Baldy. Screw the class over again, and I'll fucking end you. I like her. Nodding and understanding, Mia pushes away from me with a small cheer. See, all clear now, Benny boy. Mia, that's not quite. Oh, boo, you know how I am. Her eyes flutter as she looks his way. Yeah, I know, but you promised you'd be nicer. I know, and I was. So I'll be seeing you later tonight, Benny. Just like we promised. She waves us off collectively and backs into the crowd, vanishing before either one of us could fully process her words or actions. Damien nudges my side. Dude, I think she likes you. Ben sighs. Sorry about that, Inko. I heard earlier about what happened to P and connected the dots. Mia comes off as rough around the edges, but she's actually really sweet. I'll talk to her about it more later. You and her, huh? Yeah, since the start of high school. The classic jock and nerd pairing. Sounds like you're living the dream. You know it. But yeah, I'm sorry your first impression of her isn't ideal. It's fine. It was just dodgeball. Not like she was looking to do something. Yeah. Damien? Damien looks up from the rest of his meal, having selectively heard his name. Could you not spread rumors about your fellow classmates? No worries, Nico and I are cool. You're an idiot. That still doesn't make it right. Sure, yes sir, yeah. Ben gives a lazy salute. Ben merely sighs as he places his tray on the table and makes himself comfortable in the next seat next to me. As he settles in, Ben notices my camera still out on the table. Is this your camera, Inko? Oh yeah, I was showing it to Damien and Olivia earlier. May I? I feel my instincts kink in for a moment before remembering that Ben also works with cameras. Sure, have a look. I watch as Ben gingerly picks up my camera and gives it a thorough inspection. I must say, as far as standard DSLR goes, yours is a very good quality. It's nothing too special, really. Just something I picked up a while back. Well, you have good taste in camera models. He hands me back my camera, to which I place it back in my backpack. Thanks. With something like that, it'd be easy to get some great shots. Well, I do have a small collection in a portfolio drive. Portfolio? Oh man, I only just got mine a month ago. I bet you got like a dozen pieces to choose from for the New Year's art contest. The what? Like, he missed the announcement. What announcement? The school has an annual art contest at the start of the new year. The winner gets a small cash prize, but the bigger prize is the fact that the winner's piece is submitted for publications in a couple big-time magazines. There she go. Oh. Oh, wow. That sounds awesome! Of course, that also means a lot of students plan ahead and work all summer for something to submit. Did you do anything for it, Ben? You know it! Well, good luck, Liz. Excuse me. Well, good luck. Liz said she turned in the perfect piece yesterday. Oh, now I'm interested. Finally, a chance to show off my real skill at something I'm good at, art. Oh, hey, Olivia, could you help? Hey, Olivia, could you help out? With your shots and her art, you two could totally win. Right, Olivia? Olivia? We all turn our heads to Olivia, only to realize she's disappeared. When did she leave? Confused, I scan around the cafeteria. My eyes manage to spot her through the crowd of students. She's rolling away towards the cafeteria doors, and quickly. Just like that, I lose sight of her as fast as I had seen her. I turn to look at Damien and Ben. Damien not only looks puzzled, but also disappointed for some reason. Ben, meanwhile... well, he almost looks annoyed that Olivia left. Guess she hasn't changed. Guess she hasn't changed. So it seems. Fuck. I'm getting tired. The venomous sting to his words makes me feel like there's more going on than I'm aware of. I decide not to try to pry into it, and instead bring the conversation back. Well, I still want to try. You can upload your submission on the school's website. Oh, then I'll need an account. You don't have one? I don't think so. I've been told they'll get me the stuff by the end of the week. Sounds about right. Truthfully, it takes maybe 5 minutes at most to deal with that. Then why the wait? Nobody wants to deal with it. Guess I'll wait then. Ben scratches the side of his head. I think there's someone in Stuco that can help you out, actually. It's the treasurer's duty today. So that's where Liz ended up? Soon I'm gonna call it. I don't know any names, so maybe. Guess I'll get to meet Liz sooner rather than later. I think I'll go take care of that before lunch is over then. See you in class, Ben. Sure thing. Later, Damien. Deuces, man. Tell Liz I said hi. I grab some of the leftover snacks from the table and my backpack and head out of the cafeteria. Finally, I can show off my skills, show that I'm just as capable an artist as anyone else here. Yep, this is where we actually are going to call it. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed tonight's little long stream. And if you're watching this on YouTube afterwards, check out my other channel, Sinfully Pure, and the Patreon and all that other stuff.